Good morning, students. Welcome to the next video of Saving the Gharial chapter. So, in the earlier video, I told about how female gharial they make their nest, they find place for the nest, and they hatch their egg. Now, many crocodilians are attentive parents, but little was known about how gharials care for their young until I observed our captive breeding population. So, crocodilians they are considered as being attentive parents, but the the writer's husband, he was not aware about gharials, how they do that, how what kind of parents they are. He got the information about parenting of gharials when they started that captive breeding for the gharials. There he observed how they do it. So one day I noticed a mother began to dig up her nest. As I got closer, I could hear her babies calling from beneath the sand, just as others do. It can take mother crocodiles hours to help their babies. Young crocodiles reach the water as they cannot see exactly where the youngsters are. So, up to now, Whittaker was not aware that how female gharials they produce their eggs, how they hatch it, and how the young ones come out. Means what kind of parents these gharials are. But when the Mr. Whittaker he took the initiative to save the gharials because their number was not much, and so he started conservation of gharials. So there he saw how this process happens. When he was there, once he saw that a mother gharial she started digging up her nest, and when she started digging up her nest, after some time, the writer was, Mr. Whittaker was able to hear some sound, and that was the cries of the babies, the young ones of the gharial. They were making noise, they were just shouting, they were producing sound. So, if that female gharial, she will dig and find out her young ones, and that is not also one or two or 10, that is approximately 50. It will take hours, it will take long duration because they exactly don't know where their youngsters are. They often mistake rocks, eggshells, clods of dirt, and even baby turtles for their own young and will tenderly carry them to the river. Now, what happens when they are digging the sand for taking out their young ones? They often mistake, they often do mistake, like sometimes they take out rocks as they are finding their eggs, and then when they take out they find, okay, that is not my egg, that is rock. Sometimes eggshells are only there, sometimes clod of dirt are there, sometimes baby turtles are there. So it happens. That's why also it takes time. This female dug with her front feet until she flipped out a baby which landed by her hind feet. She excavated the rest of the nest and then turned around and slid into the river. Her 36 babies followed, rather like ducklings. Now, like when she was digging, and lastly she got success, and one of the baby it came out with the with by taking the support of her hind feet. When that baby came out, then one by one all the babies came out, and then she started moving towards the river, and behind her, her 36 babies started following. As the ducklings followed the duck, same way they were following their mother. Alerted by all the activity, the male stayed nearby. When he swam close, the babies climbed into his head, transforming him from an aggressive fighter into a devoted parent. Now, this process going on, then male he just stands nearby and observes the activity of his kids, and means if no, she just keeps an eye that no one comes there, any attacker doesn't come there. And when the babies are in the water, they come near the close to the water, then he goes near to them, and then now he turns into a devoted parent, Up to now, we saw that he was an aggressive fighter. He was fighting for female. He was fighting for making attract females. He was fighting for the territory. He was fighting for the authority of the territory. But now, as his babies come, he becomes a devoted parent. Both adults then guarded the youngsters. In the wild, their behavior is no doubt similar. Up to 100 years ago, the Gharyal's bus not resonated along the deep rivers of the northern Indian subcontinent. Now, as they are there, their kids are there, so they just enjoy it. Like you can say, like they play in the river because first time they are meeting, so they start playing and they produce sound also in happiness. Not for the gharial, the still waters of ponds or lakes where other crocodiles thrive. This is a river dweller that eats only fish. Unfortunately, this choice of habitat and diet has been the gharial's downfall. Its rivers are being dammed, which means that groups of gharials are separated from each other and they are forced to live in rapidly shrinking habitats. After the last ice age, the gharial staked out about 20,000 square kilometers of rivers spanning from Pakistan to Myanmar. Today, its domain is a mere 200 square kilometer and gradually decreasing. Now, so the gharial, they can't stay in ponds or lakes. They need river. They need long water source, and because of that reason only, because that is their choice of habitat, their number is decreasing. That is the reason of their downfall. Because now, as you know, human beings, for their betterment, they are making dams after dams, and for making dams they are just they make dams on the rivers only, and that's why the rivers are being, you can say, they, because of them, they the gharials, their habitat area is decreasing, and they are being separated from their family, friends, whatever it means. The gharial, when earlier they were living all together, all the gharials, when then first dam was made there, so the gharials which were on the left side, they stayed there only, the right side they stayed there only. They can't move, the left ones can't move to the right side and right ones can't move the left side because their dam was made. And as the increase of that, as now, as a number of dams are increasing rapidly, that's why their habitat source is also decreasing. It is shrinking day by day. Earlier, they were having a domain of 20,000 square kilometers, means they captured 20,000 square kilometers of river, that was from Pakistan to Myanmar. But now in today's time, they are just, they get placed only in 200 square meters, that their area from 20,000 square meter, that decreased to 200 square kilometers only. Sorry, 20,000 square kilometers, that decreased into 2,000 square kilometers only, and day by day it is decreasing because of that man-made activity. So that's all for today. In the next video I'll conclude the chapter. Thank you.